Time for a transformational tip presented by Morgan Franklin. One of the most important things that you can do to be successful when you go out to go play is to make those putts inside of 5 feet. In fact, Jason Day has been one of the best putters forever, had some great success last year. In fact, he had 666 opportunities inside of 5 feet. He only missed 9 of them. Now, what did he do last year? Well, only won twice. I mean, that's not too bad. So what are some of the things that you need to do to make these putts inside of 5 feet? Well, the first thing that you need to do is you have to control the impact point. Now, what do I mean by the impact point? Well, what I've done here is I've just put a little dot on this putter face. And what I need you to pay attention to or understand is when we putt, we have to be able to control both the face and the path. When you start thinking about the impact point, you'll have exactly that. So what I have is I have this little contraption that I've made. I'm going to put this putter in there, and all I'm trying to do is keep that dot underneath this bar that's in front of me. So when I go like this, now you can see that dot is relatively underneath that bar the whole time. And when that dot doesn't really change, I'm going to hit a putt that's going to have great success. When I take that putter and I go out here, or I go in here this way, or I open up the putter like this, and I shut the putter down, you can see how inconsistent the dot is relative to this line. So what we want to do is we want to keep that dot underneath there. And as we keep that dot underneath there, now what I'm going to end up having is some great consistency. So let's bring in the putter without that dot. I'm going to put my golf ball right in the line there. And now what I'm going to do is just focus on keeping that dot right under that bar. And when I do that, that ball goes down the line, and I start to make the putt, and the ball rolls the way I want it to roll. So we've got control over the impact point. Now, how do we do that? You've got to focus on what you're doing with your triceps. And what I mean by that is this. So many times I watch you at home, you're struggling with the putting, and it's because you're not moving your body, you're just moving your arms and your hands, which is going to take that impact point and move it all over the place. It almost feels like it's a windshield wiper. I want to be able to control this. So what I want to feel like is right here, my triceps are nudged up against my rib cage. And when they're up against the rib cage, now all of a sudden, my shoulders are going to dominate the stroke, and my face is going to be very, very quiet. And what I'm going to find is that impact point is going to be successfully back and through and down the line. So what I have is I have a 12-pound basketball. If I'm going to move this ball with relatively little energy in a golf posture, my hands are going to be underneath this. My elbows are going to be tucked in like this. I would never have my elbows out like this and then clamp it that way. That requires too much energy. What I would do is I would let this just rest in my hands like this. My elbows are tucked in. My triceps are against the rib cage, and now what I'm doing is I'm just making this motion here, just like that. Now, after I've done that for a little bit, now what I'm going to do, let's get a ball. Put that in there just like that. And now I'm setting up. I've got my triceps against it. Now all I'm doing is I'm feeling the shoulders move. And the putter face stays very, very square there. Now all I'm going to do is bring that in. Again, I'm not focusing on anything but the triceps against the rib cage just like that. That putter goes down the line. Now, what's the next thing or the last thing that we need to focus on in order to make these putts? Well, pretty simple. Routine. One of the most important things that you can do to have success is to have a routine. The reason why you're missing these is your mind starts running away from you, and you start thinking, I should make this putt. How could I possibly not make this? And you go, how could I possibly make it? And then the pressure starts to get too much. And then if I miss this, I'm going to 3-putt, and all these things are running through your head. You got to stop the madness. Okay? What I want you to do is I want you to get into this routine. So you're going to set the golf ball down, however you set the golf ball down. Get on the line. Pick the target that you're trying to hit it to, whether it's maybe just in front of you, maybe there's a target around the hole, maybe there's a line that you're seeing. Whatever it is that you're paying attention to, you're doing that visualization back in here. As you're doing that, you're holding this putter in your trail hand in the position that you would have your trail hand in. I don't want that trail hand to come off because we're establishing the palm and the face right back here. So we get them exactly where we want, just like that. So we visualize what's going on, see what we want to do. Now we're coming in here. Now I come in, I put the putter down, I put my lead hand on, and I'm going to make 2 practice putting strokes. One practice putting stroke is going to be feeling that tricep or the triceps against the rib cage, and then one I'm doing the exact same thing, but I'm focusing on a target. So I'm going to make 2 strokes. One, triceps against the rib cage and stroke. One, looking at my target, stroke. Now I go left foot or lead foot first, trail foot first with my lead hand off. I put the putter head in right behind the ball, make sure it's lined up where I want it to go. Now I put that hand on, the lead hand on, look up, and do what I just practiced. Let's try that again so that it looks a little bit more. And the golf ball you set up however you set up. So we're in here, we've got the putter and the trail hand the way we want. We're visualizing what we want. We see all the things that we're doing. We come in left foot, right foot. The trail hand is on the putter, lead hand on the thigh. And now I'm going to make my 2 practice strokes. One without looking at the target. One looking at my target. Lead hand comes off. I go left foot, right foot, get all my balance, make sure this is aimed exactly where I want it and positioned in the putter head. Now we put that on. We look. And now we go. One more time here just so you get this. Now, it doesn't have to be identical to what I'm telling you. It just has to be identical to what you do. If you decide to look once, that's great. If you decide to look twice, that's fine. If you decide 1 practice stroke, if you decide 2 practice strokes. I don't want you standing over the thing for a week. I want you to get this ball in motion, but I want you to do the same thing every single time, because with that consistency of routine comes consistency with make. So we're in here, putter's held the right way, left foot, left foot, get in here. You make your practice putting stroke not looking at the target. Make the practice stroke looking at the target. Left foot, right foot, lead hand comes off. Position, get it in there, look, and then you stroke. Now, what I can tell you is this. As you start to get comfortable with what you're doing, you're going to find that you're going to make these. You've got to make sure that you're thinking about controlling this putter face, controlling this putter path. Ultimately, you're focusing on that impact point. Don't let the impact point move all over the line or the target that you're trying to hit it to. You want to make sure that that impact point is staying facing at the target right on the strike line. And as you start to do that, get that routine in the proper order, what you're going to end up finding is you're going to make a lot of these putts. That's our transformational tip presented by Morgan Franklin.